All right, we're just awaiting the ring walks now for our main event. Alexis Angulo taking on Edgar Berlanga. As that This Is Boxing video that we showed you moments ago is now playing to all of the fans here, much of Puerto Rican descent, in the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden, as Edgar Berlanga, as we look at some highlights here from his last fight, started his professional career with 16 straight first-round knockouts. That's extremely impressive for the 25-year-old, but nonetheless has gone the distance in his last 3 fights, albeit to some praise, but some criticism, and he feels like he's got a lot of questions to answer and will be answered tonight against what some say is his toughest opposition to date in Alexis Angulo. That man right there, whose only 2 losses as a pro have come to the undefeated Gilberto Ramirez back in 2018, world champion, and David Benavidez in 2020, who was also undefeated. So better resume, more experience, but also older at 38 years old. And as Edgar alluded to in that feature, Chris, a little bit of problems on the scale yesterday. So see if that has any effect on him. But still a very rugged, come forward, experienced fighter who was going to smother Edgar Berlanga and try to make this fight dirty.
A very strong, rugged, power-punching, experienced guy. Yes, he's older. Yes, he had trouble making the weight yesterday. That doesn't take away from the fact that he's got tremendous world-class experience, has fought the much tougher opposition, and he's just a physically strong, durable guy. We spoke about the age. He's 38 years of age, is Alexis Angulo, to 25 years of age for Edgar Berlanga. Both guys coming in at 6'1", and you see there that Angulo was 1.5 pounds over the 168-pound division. Almost didn't have a fight because of that.
Yeah, he didn't attempt to come back and try to make the 168-pound limit, much to the displeasure of Team Berlanga, so they made him do a second-day weigh-in this morning. Only a 10-pound rehydration allowed to 178, and he came in at 176.2 at about 8 a.m. this morning. So he's been trying to rehydrate since that point this morning.
That's a smart move from Team Berlanga, making sure that they put a little more stress on the fighter for not making the weight the day before. Have to make it again the next day, because plus 10 pounds for someone who's cutting a lot of weight really isn't that much, especially in these larger weight classes.
Angulo in the ring now. In the other half of our main event, the man that many people in this venue came to see tonight, albeit a stacked Puerto Rican card, is Edgar the Chosen One Berlanga, who will be escorted to the ring by Puerto Rican reggaeton superstar Don Omar. He's been dreaming about this moment since he sat and watched Miguel Cotto versus Zab Judah 15 years ago, headlining on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And he's doing it tonight in the theater at Madison Square Garden. There's that contagious smile of Edgar the Chosen One Berlanga, 19-0, 16 knockouts. Embracing this moment, living his dream this evening. Of course, I'm sure he saw that dream and him coming out victorious. That part still remains to be seen, but nonetheless, I mean, what a sweet moment for him and his family growing up in Brooklyn, New York. Been taking the sounds here from the Hulu Theater. Edgar Berlanga Sr., Kay Caroma, and Juan De Leon in the corner for Edgar Berlanga tonight. Here's Mark Chanel.
Gentlemen, welcome inside the Hulu Theater at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Kim Sumler, Director of Boxing Matt Delaglio. It is brought to you tonight by Boost Mobile, money is power, by Die Hard Batteries and Advanced Auto Parts, and by Bud Light, the official beer of Celebration. Our ringside physicians, Dr. McCurvin Seuss, Dr. Richard Chang, Dr. Jacob Katz, Dr. Mike Lenahan, and Dr. Guillermo Lomas. Our timekeepers this evening, Lisandra Mendez and Cassie Rodriguez. Our judges at ringside, Bernard Bruni, Ken Ezzo, and Don Trella. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Ricky Gonzalez. To everyone here inside the Hulu Theater at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, and to everyone watching on ESPN, we celebrate National Puerto Rican Day Parade Weekend here in New York City. This is boxing. This is Top Rank. And oh, baby, this is the main event. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds for the NABO Super Middleweight title. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, presented in association with Mundo Boxing. He weighed in at 169.6 pounds, wearing red trunks with white and black trim. His record, 27 victories with only 2 defeats. 23 of those victories coming by way of knockout. He is a 2-time world title challenger from Bahia, Cauca, Colombia, Alexis El Poderoso Angulo. Introducing out of the red corner, he weighed in at 167.6 pounds, wearing red, white, and blue trunks. His record, perfect, 19 victories, 0 defeats, 16 victories coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning NABO Super Middleweight Champion from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and representing Brooklyn and the Lower East Side, Edgar, the Chosen One, Berlanga.
Ya te di las reglas en el camerino. Protéjase todo y obedeces mis órdenes todo el tiempo. Gave you instructions in the dressing room. Expect a clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Well,
And our main event's getting started just after midnight here in New York City. Christina Poncher and Chris Algieri here with you. Thank you for joining us. Edgar Berlanga taking on Alexis Angulo from the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. They got right to it with the referee's instructions right after those long introductions and ring walks. This crowd is anxious and ready to go for this main event, as are we. Scheduled for 10 rounds in the super middleweight division. And here we go. Berlanga with the white gloves, red, white, and blue colors of Puerto Rico. Alexis Angulo in the black, white, and red trunks, representing Colombia. We mentioned the knockout streak. We mentioned him going the distance in his last 3 fights, but when asked this week if Berlanga thought this one would go the distance, he said, I don't think so. Not on this day, not on this weekend.
You know, Edgar's often thought of as a fast starter because of the 16 first-round knockouts, but he's really not. He's very methodical. He just has that kind of power that he's able to hurt guys without starting fast.
Alexis Angulo is a two-time world title challenger, coming up on the losing end of both of those attempts, but albeit to undefeated world champions and Gilberto Ramirez and David Benavidez. But his last fight was 1 year and a week ago, the longest layoff in his career, now 38 years old. We're going to see tonight how much he has left in the tank, and Berlanga would like to get him out of here and get this crowd behind him early.
Berlanga's showing a very sharp, fast left jab. Landed a good right hand a few moments ago, but Angulo, not fast, slow, plodding, but physically strong. Hits hard with both hands, can be awkward at times, but you see big power in that right hand when he throws it. Hits off the gloves of Berlanga.
Yeah, he's definitely the kind of fighter, is Angulo, that's not afraid to take risks. He'll take a punch, 5 punches, if you will, to get off one of his own. So
he's got a very solid chin. He's a durable guy. He's physically strong, which you generally see from a lot of Colombian fighters. A lot of power punches come out of Colombia.
Ooh, there's a good shot landed with the left hand from Berlanga here in round 1. But Angulo's been hit by hard punchers.
Yes.
He's been hit and gone nearly the distance in 10 rounds, if you will, by David Benavidez, who's extremely strong.
Big puncher, gets a lot of stoppages, throws a lot of combinations, and even he had to wear Angulo down and get him late in the fight.
So it was definitely made known that Berlanga's, you know, they're not coming in here expecting to knock Angulo out with any sort of one-punch knockout power. Said he's going to have to, you know, catch him off guard and disguise his shots.
Edgar's just so explosive. He throws that 1-2, hard chopping right hand over the top. But that jab, I think that's the key. I think he needs to blind Angulo with that jab so he can hit him with that big power.
Yeah, he shot a double jab, moved out of the way, and then came back with the left to the body. Nice start establishing the jab here in round 1 for Berlanga. As we look in the Berlanga corner, you're going to see a new face tonight, Juan De Leon. He is from Puerto Rico, where Edgar Berlanga held his entire training camp, which is different for Berlanga. He hasn't done that yet. He said he really vibed and connected with him right away, and even Felix Tito Trinidad did some training with him, running with him, convinced him to stay in Puerto Rico for his camp. And you know, he said it's probably one of the best training camps that I've ever had, being able to train there. Of course, still his father, N.K. Caroma, in the corner. Pedro Diaz, the former coach of the Cuban national amateur team for like 17 years, in the corner of Alexis Angulo. Jabs thrown by Berlanga in that first round. Really important when I spoke to Kay Caroma with Berlanga, be patient, use your jab, and box.
Yeah, that's going to be a key weapon in this fight. You don't want to get into a firefight with Angulo. That's his best shot or only shot to be effective in this fight. Edgar has a lot more tools.
And they're perfectly fine with Berlanga, you know, trying to kind of slow down the pace. Don't get drawn in.
Yeah, Angulo likes to fight on the inside, be rough, be physical.
And you can see there, he landed a left hand right to that right elbow of Berlanga. It was the left bicep that tore in the fight that he had against Caceres back in October of 2021, and then aggravated the elbow in his last fight in the second round against Steve Rolls, which apparently was kind of lingering and still bothering him in training camp leading up to that fight.
Looks good tonight. He's flashing a very sharp jab. You can see Angulo just lining up that right hand.
All right, a little bit of language there from Berlanga. to Angulo.
I like the pace that Edgar's setting right now. He's using his jab in between to win the moments, and then he's being explosive with his power
Oh,
shots.
a little uppercut got in there from Angulo. He shot it just 3 times there in a row. The first one got in, didn't do much damage, but landed nonetheless.
That's where Angulo likes to fight. He likes to have one arm, tie it up, banging with the other hand, whatever's free. He wants to make it rough, get his head on the inside, and bang away whatever he can. And you can see he's not fleet of foot, is Angulo. He's a plotter, he comes forward. He doesn't like a whole lot of distance.
And he keeps that high guard too.
Yeah, generally guys who do that are physically strong because they got to absorb that power on the arms.
Edgar's just got to be careful of Angulo's right hand, because sometimes when he throws, he drops his left hand a little bit low.
Yeah, Angulo has touched Edgar a few times with the right hand.
Yep.
Not really big power yet, but he is able to touch him. See a little red mark on the left cheekbone of Edgar Berlanga from one of those overhand rights of Angulo. Ooh, good feint there. Really nice feint from Berlanga.
Winding up with that powerful right hand is Berlanga, as the crowd's getting into it here in round 2. He went to the wrong corner. Angulo just walked to the neutral corner before running back to the blue corner.
That's the fastest I've ever seen him move.
Caught up in the moment for a second, perhaps.
You have to set him up. When he's not, be careful with the hook when you throw the uppercut, the right uppercut, okay? These are the times that you think that, set him up. Camina bien. Sigue insistiendo, mira. Sigue insistiendo para la izquierda. Sigue insistiendo. ¿Qué va a caer? ¿Va a caer? Bien, bien, bien.
Round 3 scheduled for 10. Christina Pontra and Chris Algieri here with you. Good start for Edgar Berlanga, who has been committed to the jab from the start. And here's what I was talking about there at the end of round 2. He walked to the neutral corner, kind of put his hands up. Where's my team? Oh, shoot. Let me get over there to the blue corner. You alluded to there's a little swift feet from Angulo in that instance, but
Angulo's actually fighting a smart fight. You know, he can't beat the footwork or the hand speed or the jab of Berlanga, but he's doing a good job of walking him down and making contact on Edgar. You know, even though he's a slower guy, he's able to get in there and touch him. He also hasn't taken many big shots from the chosen one.
Yeah, Edgar doing a good job, as you saw there, slipping under. That shot using more head movement. I'm getting word from the corner of Berlanga when ESPN's Bernardo Suno spoke with new trainer Eric De Leonis. He's very satisfied with what he saw for the first 2 rounds from his fighter. He said he's sticking to the jab, he's being patient, he's not just looking for the one-punch knockout. He's very satisfied with what he saw so far. That's kind of exactly what we said. So far he's sticking to the game plan very well.
Moments ago, Angulo landed a very sharp uppercut to the nose of Berlanga. You see him sniffing, and there's a little bit of blood coming out from the nose now.
Yeah, coming out of that left nostril of Berlanga.
Yeah, it was a right uppercut from Angulo.
Great job bringing that to our attention when we were getting that sound from the corner, Chris. And you know, it seems to be every fight he's got a little bit of adversity, something to deal with since that knockout streak ended. And now this cut man, Jacob Stitch Duran, the best in the business, arguably will get to clearing that up. But if you're Angulo, it's a good sign as he tries to rough him up here in the corner.
You know, that's
Down to the body goes Angulo. There's that uppercut once again.
It's one thing about Berlanga. Since the knockout streak has ended, he has stepped up in class tremendously. You got to be careful with a guy like Angulo. He can lull you to sleep. He walks in, he walks in, he walks in. Next thing you know, he's throwing bombs like that.
And you know, that was a point of emphasis too when I spoke to Kay Karoma on the phone earlier today. He said, you know, we just have to make sure he also doesn't get lazy. And once again, he goes to the wrong corner. I don't know what's going on with Angulo, but what I was saying is, I wrote on my notes, Kay saying he cannot get lazy.
No, not with a guy like Angulo, who's so dangerous.
And it's actually nice to see one person communicating to Edgar Berlanga in the corner as well. That was a stark contrast from what he had in his last fight when he had Mickey Bay was saying stuff, Kay Karoma was saying stuff, Andre Rozier was saying stuff, his dad was saying stuff. I mean, he had so many voices in camp, so many voices in the corner, and he admitted later on it was too much of a distraction.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's
hindsight, right?
Looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, it's probably a duck. But yeah, no, you can even see the way that he's fighting tonight. The game plan is set. They know what the strategy is, and Edgar is executing.
Down to the body early here in round 4 goes Berlanga. And there again, he's like, where am I? Where's my corner? You'd think it'd be like, I mean, you're 38 years old. This is your 30th fight.
Love that jab from Berlanga tonight.
That uppercut from Angulo, you can tell that was a point of emphasis in training camp, because he's thrown that time and time again, trying to catch Berlanga's chin over his foot.
Nice power jab on the inside there, splitting the guard. Okay, there it is again. Kristen, you're absolutely right. That uppercut, either hand, has been a good weapon for Angulo.
Down to the body goes Berlanga with the left hand and dipping those shots, but then Angulo comes again with the uppercut.
This round, Edgar Berlanga has been a concerted effort to get to the body. Very smart when you got a guy, 38 years old, had trouble making weight. Why not bang the basement a little bit?
The blood once again streaming from the nose of Berlanga here in round 4.
Looks to be under control though. Just a dribble, not out of control yet. Ooh, good uppercut there.
Where is he? He needs to pay attention, protect himself at all times. I'm not sure where Berlanga was looking at, some reprieve from the referee, but
yeah, that was dangerous. He did that very close to his opponent.
Yeah, and Angulo probably could have thrown a punch right there and landed flush.
I'm not sure what he was saying either. What was the point?
Oh, and he got caught with that uppercut right there in the corner.
Angulo throws very short, tight uppercuts on the inside. It's been an effective punch. Blood from the nose, mark on the cheek.
Yeah, Berlanga's kind of got his mouth open already too.
Yeah, I mean, Berlanga is letting Angulo walk him from corner to corner and stopping along the ropes. It does not want to be there. Well,
you know what? He's also, Chris, not using his jab as much this round either. He was moving around, but he was popping the jab out a lot more the first 3 rounds of this fight. Seems to have been moving around and getting back to just trying to throw a little more of the power shots. There's finally a jab there, but not as consistent with it.
No, ooh, a good right hand there. Rocked Angulo.
That one caught his attention a bit, but he still continues to stalk and come forward. 10 seconds left here in round 4.
Angulo rolls in like the tide. He's just methodically coming forward.
Most of that blood on his face coming from the nose there, that left nostril.
Yeah, the strength of the uppercuts from Angulo, which has been an effective and consistent shot all night long. Here's that beautiful right hand. Never mind, thought that was on the play, on the video there, video screen.
Take a look at a couple of replays real quick from round 4 in the 2 box here, Chris. That uppercut we were talking about.
Making that uppercut an effective weapon tonight. And here's that straight right hand that had Angulo stunned at the end of the 4th round.
I wanted to see what happened in that moment that Berlanga tried to say something to the referee. I just don't know what in that moment he was complaining about.
I mean, he got hit right before that.
Could have been dangerous. Maybe he thought like with the head. Maybe he thought he was coming forward with his head. I'm not sure, but
I'm not sure either.
Nonetheless, the fight moves on, and in that, when you were going over those highlights, Angulo got another one of those uppercuts in on Berlanga.
Yeah, that was the best punch of the fight so far by either man. That was a hard shot, twisted Edgar's chin around.
Back to the jab goes Berlanga. There's a body shot with the lead left hand.
Now, one thing about Angulo, you know, good right hand from Angulo, lead shot. One thing about Angulo, you know, speak of his age, speak about having trouble making the weight, he doesn't work very hard. He slowly walks forward. He doesn't throw a ton of punches. He just makes them count.
Kind of dangerous there in the corner as Berlanga using some of his footwork, and Angulo having him in a bit of a headlock to get out of the trouble there in the corner. But yeah, flat-footed, coming forward.
Slowly.
Kind of same gear for Angulo.
The only thing that's got an extra gear is that right hand. He throws that thing straight and hard. Nice popping jab from Berlanga. Angulo throws punches like they cost him money.
Right? He's gone the last 30 seconds without letting one go.
Break, stop. Cuidado con la mesa. Break, stop. Atrás.
And Berlanga better with the stick in this round.
Yeah, he's kept a better distance this round. He let Angulo too close last round.
Trying to shoot a right uppercut of his own is Berlanga when he had him here against the ropes, but not a lot going on there in round 5. Really slow round for both fighters. We're getting a good look into the corners tonight. I always like to see the fighters hear what the trainers are saying, look at their demeanor, their posture. I feel like it's so important in between these rounds, and appreciate our team for bringing that to you guys and us kind of choosing to lay out there and let you observe what's going on, albeit Spanish spoken in these 2 corners tonight.
Yeah, you can read a lot by looking at a fighter in between rounds. We're halfway through this 10-round contest.
Double jab, right hand for Berlanga. I'd like to see a few more combinations. I mean, he's done a good job with the jab and then following up with the right hand, but I'd like to see a little bit more of his boxing ability, what combinations that he has to offer here as we get to the second half of this fight. He talked about how much of a boxer he was in his amateur days, how much of that has become more of a focus in his training camp. Not just pot shotting.
When he boxes from the outside, he's very effective, uses that jab well. He hides the right hand. It seems like those right hands affect Angulo more. The ones he can't see like that, coming off the jab.
He lands a right hand to the kind of side of the back there, does Angulo on Berlanga. Berlanga using those feints with his feet, popping that jab.
Angulo is not hard to really get away from. He doesn't cut off the ring. He follows. It's very methodical. It's slow. Berlanga can just pop his jab and sidestep all night long.
Oh, got caught a bit there with the right hand and then finally got out of distance, but then comes with the left as Angulo.
Nice feint there from Berlanga. I think it'd be smart for Berlanga to get down to the body again. I like when he jabs, but jab high, jab low. That stab jab to the gut. There's that uppercut sneaky on the inside from Angulo again. There's that jab.
I think Berlanga knows he doesn't want to get caught in that corner again. So he swiftly moved out of there before he could get off any more of those uppercuts. See, when he's moving, Angulo can't really land.
No, he doesn't even throw. But when he stops on the ropes, this is when Angulo has a chance to let his hands go. And even though Berlanga is the KO puncher, Angulo is the thudding puncher.
And I know these fans, I'm sure they would love to see a firefight break out, and I'd love to see their guy get in there and slug and try to knock him out, but this is exactly the game plan that Team Berlanga wanted.
Nice job dropping the weight on his 38-year-old opponent's back. Smart move.
A strong jab there to finish that round. That's why you see his trainer smiling when he comes to the corner, nodding, good job. Yes, this is what we want to see. Amanda Serrano in the building tonight. Sold out this place in a heck of a fight against Katie Taylor. My goodness. Fight of the year for sure at this point. I mean,
that fight
it is amazing.
Awesome. I was there live.
Devin Haney also in the building tonight. Your undisputed lightweight champion. Miguel Cotto was here earlier this evening. The winner of tonight's main event will earn the inaugural Miguel Cotto Puerto Rico Day Weekend Trophy, an ode to the four-time Hall of Famer Miguel Cotto.
Puerto Rican or not, that's an amazing award to come home with.
Round 7, scheduled for 10. Christina Pontra and Chris Algieri, thank you for joining us tonight. Our main event from the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden, New York City. And Chris, I know you're kind of scoring this one as we call it, but how do you have this one at this point through 6 rounds?
I got Berlanga up 59-55. I gave the 4th round to Angulo on the strength of those uppercuts on the inside. Oh!
Let's go.
That looked like a headbutt to me, but okay.
So Berlanga winning 5 of the 6 rounds so far on your scorecard.
Yep. I could see maybe giving Angulo another round. I didn't, but I could understand where a judge would come from with that. But When Berlanga's on his toes using that jab, it's hard to give Angulo any rounds. He's just not busy enough.
And more of the same for Berlanga, is popping that jab, moving around the outside. And again, I know that part of the game plan, though, was to throw some more combinations, and that's still something. We didn't see it in the Rolls fight much because Rolls was the one moving.
Yeah.
They kind of got Angulo right in front of him where they want him, Berlanga being the one more on the move, but yet still not a lot of fluidity with any sort of combinations from Berlanga.
Now, mostly just jabbing and sliding and tying up when you're getting close. You know, popping right hands here and there, but for the most part, like you said, no combinations. Which honestly, it's probably a good game plan against Angulo, because he wants to punch with you, throw punches in the middle, catch you like that.
Oh, and he caught him with the left hand too on the inside.
Good left hook from Angulo.
Step back, step back.
But I mean, do you think he can, I mean, obviously enough on your scorecards to win with just popping out that jab, but I just feel like, from what I know, that more of their game plan is seeing some more of the combinations, and the body work is something that they're looking for too.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to do damage. You still got to throw right hands. You know, winning on a jab is one thing, but if you got more tools in the box, you might as well use them, especially on a night like tonight.
Angulo looping that left hand, and then lunging forward with these shots.
Nice uppercut there from Berlanga.
Sharp jab there from Berlanga.
I'd like to think that Berlanga's arm is, that left hand, that fixed bicep, is doing pretty good.
And did a nice job there defensively, getting out of the way.
Showing very nice boxing skills.
So we're gonna look back at a replay here, and it looks as though Berlanga kind of opened his mouth, like maybe he wanted to take a bite. Like, are you kidding me right now?
That's a bite.
Did he try to bite his neck?
I thought it was a headbutt at first, but that looked like a bite to me. Angulo.
And maybe that's what triggered that pullback from Angulo, because he tried to, maybe some frustration there being sensed. I don't really understand the thought process, or maybe he obviously wasn't thinking in that moment about why he would try to do that.
And very little made of it by Angulo. He didn't, you know, I would have definitely had some more.
I mean, because he probably had that good head movement, got out of the way before he was able to clamp down, but that's unexcusable, really.
No.
That's not okay.
And like you said it, it's frustration. That's normally when you see a fighter do something like that.
And I don't know what he's gonna be frustrated with this time, other than himself, maybe. What could Angulo just is standing? He knew exactly how Angulo was going to fight, and he's doing exactly that. Yeah. It's not like he's bringing something he didn't see. And there's the uppercut once again, twice with the right hand.
I mean, maybe because Angulo's being more effective than he expected.
Or maybe he's just not as efficient as he thought he would be. No, but things can change in one punch.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
From Berlanga as well. He knows that. Everybody watching knows that. So.
Yeah, especially Berlanga. I feel like that way with both these guys, but especially Berlanga because of the explosiveness.
Yeah, Angulo does have 23 knockouts in his 27 fights.
Oh no, you can see he's got heavy hands, and he's strong.
He's got power for sure.
He's so durable too, though. He takes the punches really well. There's not a mark on him.
Ooh. He shot that left hand to the body.
Angulo's just so inactive. Good 3-2 combination there by Berlanga, splits the guard.
And it's crazy because it seems that way, but then when you look at the CompuBox numbers, I mean, it's showing that he's really only thrown 30 punches less through 8, you know, now in the 8th round. But it's just so far and few between, it seems like. And he's only landed 55 of 270 at this point, has Angulo.
I mean, Berlanga's been pretty busy with the jab, and that's kept Angulo at bay.
Yep. And he tried there to land that overhand right.
Very overhand.
Like, almost like dropped it in on his head there.
Like a triple G type shot on top of the head.
Right.
I mean, when you got a guy with that high guard the way that Angulo does, it can be hard to find openings.
Oh, caught him there with the shot. There's the uppercut, like almost just stuck it on Berlanga's chin there. Berlanga down to the body with the left, chopping right hand from Angulo. There's a good right hand from Berlanga. Back with a strong jab from Berlanga. Things heating up a bit. The crowd finally getting to this fight as he lands a good right hand here. Just 10-second mark in round 8. Arguably the best punch of the fight for Berlanga.
Nice work, close the round.
Very strong close to that round from Edgar. Got the crowd into it a bit. See if perhaps Berlanga can build on some of that momentum that he got at the end of that 8th round. He's got 2 more rounds to work here, looking to defend his NABO title. And get the crowd back into it again. Not too many moments for them to get excited about in this one, albeit much to the game plan of Berlanga. Stick to the jab box, move around the outside. Don't get lazy. Attack the body.
I think, you know, both guys have a good game plan for each other. You know, the strategy is obvious.
Yeah, I mean, Angulo didn't disclose much to us in our fighter meeting. Didn't want to give us really anything to look for, anything he was going to do. But if you watch the tape on him, you know the book on him. It's just, like you said, much of the same. Down to the body with the left hand goes Angulo, up top, Berlanga with the left.
Angulo is just like a tank. He's very durable. He comes forward. He's got heavy artillery, but he does not fire that often.
Loves that upper.
Berlanga does not want to languish on those ropes.
No, and he's gotten some shots off here back against Wilton. It seems like right now he wants Angulo to open up and throw as he lands a thudding right hand there.
Nice chopping.
There's another one from Berlanga. Upper from Berlanga. Perhaps looking to close the show here, but Angulo says not so fast with that left hand, right uppercut.
2 good left hooks from Angulo landed well.
Double jab gets through the guard. Right hand for Berlanga. He says, come on, fight now. And he just ate that uppercut again from Angulo.
Well, we got the
and with the left uppercut.
Well, the fight that the fans wanted is breaking out in round 8.
Almost hard to tell who got the best of it.
Yeah, I see some blood around the right eye of Edgar. Ooh, another uppercut. Angulo doing an excellent job of timing the right uppercut whenever Berlanga puts his head down.
Ooh, got caught with the thudding right hand from Angulo this time.
Angulo putting on a lot of pressure.
Stop. Yeah, esto, okay?
It's the busiest round Angulo's had.
He landed a handful of those uppercuts strong, so not for anything else too. Berlanga showing some chin.
Yeah, he took some big shots today, and he's taking them well.
I know you want to fight because you made it to fight, but I told you take this round to box and you fight with him. You gotta listen to me, okay? You gotta listen to me. That's why we're here, all right? Now he's gonna come hard on you. We win. We got this fight. Win. Why are you trying to knock him out now? Why you wanna fight with him? All right, who's the best? Can you listen to us? Thank you. Look at me, papi. Who's the best, okay?
Can you listen to us? Don't try to knock him out now.
I love you. Keep your hands up and
last
box
round he
3
stood
rounds.
fought too much.
I don't care. Box 3 rounds. I don't want to fight with him go crazy now. He wants to knock him out. He punch him crazy hard. Be careful with the middle. Box. Okay? I don't want to hear you crying. Box. Who's the best? Who's the best? Box.
His trainer is not happy with what he saw from Berlanga in that round. He wants him to get back to what he was doing earlier in the fight and not stand his ground and try to box punch for punch with this guy. At least that's what it seemed like from here.
I thought he was very effective in those middle rounds when he got on the jab, was moving, and even tied up on the inside rather than letting Angulo let his hands go or trading with him.
Break.
You know, this is the 10th and final round. Berlanga's got, you know, just about 2 minutes to work here in a fight where some of these rounds, you know, early on could have been close, but still, you don't want to risk anything too much like he did in that last round. And that's why I think you're seeing him move back around the outside now.
And Berlanga's had his mouth open for the last several rounds while boxing. It doesn't seem like he's breathing hard, but he just has his mouth open. I don't really understand it.
Some urgency from the Angulo corner.
Yeah, they're running out of time.
Yeah.
They need to build on the round they had in that 9th.
Berlanga rolling with these shots well. I think one of the questions people did have about Berlanga too is like, could he take a shot? You know, how could he handle somebody with some power? And I feel like he answered some of those questions tonight.
Yeah, he took some big shots from a guy who is a good puncher.
Oh, and caught him with one right there. Short left hand. Feels like he's got the legs of Angulo wobbled. Does a little shimmy to let the audience know that he caught him.
You know, Angulo's not a one-punch guy. He's more of an attrition, beat you down, break you down kind of guy. So, you know, but still, he hits hard, and Berlanga has taken the shots well.
You know, there's still a lot of questions out there about Berlanga, and I don't think a lot of those got answered tonight. But I think for staying disciplined, staying for the most part to the game plan, although he got caught again and then comes back with the left hand. And he's listened to his trainers well. Show that he can take some shots. Looks like his arms, elbow, everything's doing okay.
You know, I think you can tell that he's not a one-trick pony. I mean, he's not just a knockout puncher. He's got some boxing skills. He's got some defense. He can jab.
Went to the body early.
He can go the distance.
Move his feet. Showed some defensive prowess, dipping under some of these shots from Angulo. Got a little cut by his right eye.
Oh!
He got caught with the shot there, man.
Yo.
And a little extracurriculars here at the end of the fight.
You don't want to mess this.
But it's over. That's it.
That's it.
This one's going to the scorecards. Something that Berlanga didn't think it was going to do, but nonetheless, this will be in the judges' hands. As Berlanga's marked up a little bit, got some blood trickling from the nose and now from the eye. And Angulo is kind of celebrating as if he believes and his team believes he's done enough to win the decision here tonight. What say you, Chris Algieri, on your scorecard?
I got Berlanga up 97-93. I think, the strength of the last couple rounds from Angulo, but he just wasn't busy enough.
Looking at some of the CompuBox numbers while the judges tally up their scores. Angulo threw 354 total punches, landing 79 of them for a 22% clip. Berlanga threw 423 punches, landing 108 of them at a 26% clip. But the impressive number is the jabs of Berlanga, 261 jabs thrown.
Nice.
Twice the amount from Angulo. As we take a look at the recap, before we get to the decision.
Here we see some body shots and digging on the inside. That's really where the fight fit best for Angulo, was on the inside, where he's able to punch in between the shots from the heavy puncher, Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga in the middle rounds found his jab, just got to the outside, was moving well, showed his defensive prowess, his jabs. The ropes was where he was in trouble. Angulo was able to land especially the right uppercut on a pretty consistent basis. But the eye-catching shots, the shots that seem to have more of an effect, are coming from Berlanga most of the night.
And Angulo right now, Chris, although a couple shots like that did get in, and this odd moment here where it looks like Berlanga tried to bite him.
Yeah.
Definitely could have warranted a deduction or disqualification, but Angulo here still up on the rope, celebrating, really believing that he had done enough to pull this off here tonight and win a decision. As this is the end of the fight, and he did catch Berlanga with the right hand at the end of the fight. Yeah. That was a legitimate
Angulo
shot.
Strong last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I bet you he wished that this was a 12-round fight. He had good momentum going into those last rounds.
Yeah, and he's been scheduled for quite a few of those, unlike Edgar Berlanga, who has gone the distance in 10 rounds his last 2 fights and will go for the 3rd consecutive time the distance and to the scorecards. It looks like we're almost ready to go here. Mark Chinook is going to have the official decision in our main event. We'll show you some more highlights and we'll be out of here.
Long night of good fights.
Some upsets too, and a quick update on Josue Vargas after he got sent to the hospital after his knockout loss. Doing okay, got cleared, MRIs look clear, and he'll be on his way home. So good news there for Josue Vargas and family.
Fantastic news.
That was the upset of the night by far so far. I mean, we haven't, I don't know, this obviously, if Angulo wins, would be a big upset
Huge
as well. Here's Mark Chinook with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Hulu Theater at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, after 10 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the Bud Light Celebration decision. Bernard Bruni scores the bout 98-92. Ken Ezzo and Don Trella both score the bout 99-91. For your winner by unanimous decision, and still NABO Super Middleweight Champion, Edgar, the Chosen One, Berlanga.
And 9 rounds to 1 on 2 judges' scorecards, 8 rounds to 2 on the other. And Edgar, the Chosen One, Berlanga, remains undefeated, improving his professional record now to 20 wins, no losses, 16 knockouts, and gets the victory on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, headlining his first and probably not his last fight here at Madison Square Garden, as the Puerto Rican fans rejoice. And, you know, I actually appreciate right now, Chris, the demeanor of Edgar Berlanga. I think he's happy about what he did, but you know, I feel like he believes like that's what I was supposed to do tonight. I was supposed to go in there, stick to the game plan, win, and continue to move forward. I'm glad he's not over there elated, going crazy like, you know.
It was. That was what the game plan was. He had a very dangerous, durable guy in front of him. He had to use his boxing skills. He showed that tonight. He showed his durability. He took some shots. Yeah, there are things to work on. Absolutely. Did he make some mistakes, like languishing on the ropes? For sure. But listen, that's part of the game. He's still young in his career.
And he gets the inaugural Miguel Cotto Puerto Rican Day Award. We're going to go to Bernardo Osuna, who is in the ring now with Edgar Berlanga.
Welcome to the State of Boxing, here with Edgar Berlanga, who improves 20-0. Edgar, do you remember being in the stands, in this building, when you were 9 years old, watching Miguel Cotto take on Zab Judah, and dreaming of being here in this moment? What does it mean to you tonight?
Oh, man, it means a lot. You know, I was here 9 years old when I watched Miguel Cotto fight Zab Judah, and it was tremendous. And then I watched him fight at the Barclays Center. And from there, I just believed. I said, listen, when I turn pro, my father told me, you know, we could be headlining one day, the Puerto Rican Day weekend. And that's what happened tonight.
Here you are, you get your 20th victory. We see that your trainer, Juan de Leon, is drying you off right now. The words he told me in the beginning were, he's more settled. How did you feel tonight in taking on a rugged veteran like Angulo?
I felt good, you know, mentally I felt good. I felt happy, you know, the whole training camp. And I moved the training camp to Puerto Rico. And I just can't be more grateful to be on my island training and did a full camp for this fight. And you've seen the difference tonight.
4 consecutive decision wins, but this was probably the one where your boxing skills finally showed. Was that part of the plan?
Oh, of course. You know, we said if we land a clean shot, if he goes, he goes. But if we got to box at 10 rounds, that's exactly what I did, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to show the critics, you know, all the people that said I'm not worthy enough to be where I got to be in the sport at 168 and to compete with the veterans sooner or later. So I feel like tonight I proved my point.
Rounds 8 and 9, the crowd was pushing you. They wanted a little bit more. They wanted to get that adrenaline pumping. What was that like?
It was fun, you know, but I had to stick to the game plan. You know, Angulo's a tough veteran. He fought for the title 2 times. He fought Benavidez. He fought Ramirez. You know, so those are guys that he almost went the distance with Ramirez, and he got stopped in 11 with Benavidez, but still he went 11 rounds with him, and these are good champions. So, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be an easy contest.
Anytime you fight in front of your hometown fans, there's going to be emotions. In round 7, it looked like you bit him on the shoulder. What happened?
Nah, because he was throwing elbows. I was about to do a Mike Tyson on him, but you know, he kept throwing his elbows and pushing his head. I didn't want to get cut or anything, but I was ready to bite him like Mike Tyson. Nah, let me stop.
So you almost got disqualified, but more importantly, what do you see yourself doing moving forward after tonight?
I just got the experience I needed once again. You know, my power's still there. You know, I heard him a couple times, but I didn't want to fall for any chops or anything. You know, I knew that he was a tough guy. Benavidez landed good shots on him. He's still worthy. So I already knew that, you know, if I landed a good shot, you know, just keep boxing. If he goes, he goes. If he don't, then I was ready to go 10 rounds.
Miguel Cotto was in the house tonight. A very special weekend for him, going into the Hall of Fame, the Puerto Rican Day Parade here. What do you want to say to the fans who came out to support you?
I love all my Puerto Ricans that came out tonight. Everybody that came out here, I love you guys. You know, without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. You know, we sold out once again within 4 months, and I just want to thank my fans. Like I said, I'm nothing without y'all. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. You know, they wouldn't be giving me this type of light if I didn't have the support system y'all guys give me. And I love you guys so much. You know, I know y'all spend a lot of money on tickets. Y'all sacrifice, you know, working hard to get to this event. I love you guys. Puerto Rico, te quiero mucho. Tú sabes, número 1, Berlanga, el elegido, el monto, siempre Puerto Rico arriba, la bandera.
Thank you very much.